Okay, I've been working with weights for a while. Maybe you can see the difference between then and now. Uh, um, First, I like to warm up with the small weights, actually. They're only like 3 pounds. You can use one or two. You can warm up by just kind of slowly. And they're not heavy. These are 3 pounds, like I said. And you can just do a couple, whatever you're comfortable with. If you can't go over your head, that's fine. In time you will. If you can do it, you can kind of make some circles. Maybe you might want to use smaller weights. You can even start out with no weights, because sometimes no weights are good. That's kind of what I started out with. And once you feel nice and warmed up, then you can progress to a little bit bigger weights. If you don't want to, you can just stay with the small weights. And then also you can do some rollouts. I don't know what they call them, but I like to make sure that this is defined too, not just this. At the gym, I see one too many times, especially men. This is all big and muscular, and there's a little peewee arm right here. No offense, peewee. So whatever you can do to kind of get those muscles growing there too. I'm not any expert, but it's just when I look down at my arm, I can see that it's working that area. Sometimes I get a little pain in my elbow. I don't know why. Maybe arthritis or something. With weights, you can make up your own routine as long as it doesn't hurt you anywhere. I just do maybe 3 sets. So 3 sets of 6 or 3 sets of 8 or 10 or 12, however many. So for instance, if you're gonna do some, just normal weightlifting, you could go to 6 and then stop and relax and kind of, make sure that your heart's not pumping too hard. Because a lot of times I see these people at the gym just going for it. I know they want to build their muscles, but I think a lot of these people I've been watching just drop over dead because their heart's just pounding so hard that then they get so weak that they just perish. So I think it's better to kind of walk around and just wait for your heart rate to go down. If you don't have a watch, you can take your heart rate and just make sure it's down to your limit. Maybe, I guess 70 to, some people go to 150, but I just like to keep mine around 120 or 135. That's about it. So then this will be your second set. Five and 6. I'm just kind of showing you a little bit faster, but ultimately you should first get your pelvis in line with your shoulders and everything in line, and make sure that you're nice and straight and tall and have your arms next to your waist and slowly. The slower the better, because you're creating resistance as it's coming up and going down. You can feel the difference. It actually works your muscles out a lot better if you go slow. So if you're doing it slower, you might only get to like 3 or 4. I mean, sometimes I've been doing it for a while now, so it's easier. And these are only 3-pound weights. I am lifting 30 now, believe it or not. For a 62-year-old, I thought I'd never even get 5 pounds to this level, but 30. Okay, so then you do another set of, you rest, and then you do another set of 6, 3, whatever you want to do. So then, like I said, I'm up to 30, but I only have the 10 pounds at home. And there's something that my daughter was teaching me. It's called the Arnold press. I believe that's what it's called. Don't quote me on that. But what you do is you come up like you're going to do a curl, and then you turn it, and you go up. And then you come down, turn it in as you're going to do a curl again, and then come up, turn them to do your press, and then come down, turn them in and down. So that's called an Arnold. And you can rest in between that, because that's a little bit harder. And so I just kind of, you're going to want to warm up maybe even more. You can walk. What I do at the gym is I walk on the treadmill first for like 15 minutes to a half hour. And so my body's really nice and warmed up. And so then after that, then I'll go do my weightlifting or my machines. And I'm really seeing some nice results. Like my stomach is getting flatter and my butt is getting rounder, and my arms are getting way more defined, as you can see. The more I lift, the bigger they get, which I'll show you in a couple minutes. So we'll do another set of these Arnold's. I like them. Turn them in at your shoulders and up. You can come down to about here, turn them in, and when you're coming down, hold them in like that. So up. You can turn them in and press them, do your presses up. Maybe I'm not using the right terminology, but these are curls, I believe. And do your dumbbell press. Oh, got something in my face. Oh, didn't do it right there. You can get confused, especially at 62 years old. So I just kind of stretch in between. It helps. Like I take my hand and kind of pull, and then do my other one. And then kind of swing your arms. That feels so good. And then you can take your arm like this, and you can push it back. That feels nice too, giving your muscle a nice stretch. Do the same with the other one. And you can take as long as you want to stretch and rest and relax. You can just pause the video. So I think we're gonna go to about maybe 15 minutes today. I like to do 10 and 15 minute videos because it's just, you got things to do, and you know what, I mean, if you're very, you got, I mean, just a lot to do, you know, you can just do a few and relax. Okay, I'm no expert, like I said, so I'm learning along with everybody else. There's always, even if you're a professional, there's always something you can learn. I mean, you can even leave a comment for me if you want. I'm trying my best. Sometimes I don't count. I just go with what I feel, because sometimes you start to get a little tired out. So, and remember to breathe. My daughter has passed out from not remembering to breathe. So that's a little scary. She was doing some, I don't know what you call them, where you kind of get on the floor and lift the weights up with your hips, and she wasn't breathing right and just passed out. So always remember to breathe right and have your right form be nice and straight. I mean, I forget too. I even forgot if I already did a press. Jeez, talking so much. If you don't want to listen to me, you can just put on some music, and I mean, if you want to work along with me. And you don't have to do as many as I'm doing. Sometimes when I'm talking, I forget how many I'm doing. And I know you're probably thinking, why is she working out in a dress? I don't know. I guess I just sometimes like to do that because it's nice and airy. Feels great. I know when I go to the gym that I'll be working out with shorts or pants on. I'd look utterly ridiculous going to the gym with a dress on, but whatever. You can see that they're getting bigger. I don't know, it seems like right after you work out, they really get fired up. See how it kind of looks big here, and well, it's building now. I want to get this nice and big, some symmetry there, you know. So I'm really working on that, because I don't want a little peewee arm with a big muscle. That would look goofy. Okay, sorry for the mess in the background, but okay, I think I'm gonna do one more set of whatever I can stand. So we'll count this time. 1, 2, and if it's only one you can do, that's fine, because you will get there. I'll tell you, I didn't even think I could even do 1. And well, I couldn't in the beginning. So I think that's 2. 3. You can do it nice and slow. 4. It gets harder when you go slower. Remember to breathe. I didn't do it there. I got a little dizzy. 5. And I think I'll do one more. 6. You'll get a little sore there, but your muscles will start building. See that little ball? And it seems like my face and everything, and well, I look real big next to the screen, but everything's coming down and shaping up, looking great. But that's, I have other workouts for other things, but this is just mainly for your arms and your chest. So, you can go back to your smaller weights, and this is the fun part. After you advance to your bigger weights and you pick these up, it's like having a toothpick. So that feels really nice. So and the same thing's going to happen when you work your way to 5 pounds, and then 10 and 20. When you go to 30 and you go back to 20 or 15, they'll feel really light too. I'm just using these smaller ones because, like I said, that's all I have. So you can actually lay down and do these. I don't have anywhere to lay down. I got rid of my couch. They're called chest flies. So what you do when you're laying down is basically 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we'll do 3 sets of 6. And I'll still stretch out my arms. And I mean, like I said, I'm 62. Whether you're a beginner or my age, you can follow along, and we'll have some fun and not work out too fast in the beginning because you can hurt yourself. You can just hold your hands here and stretch. You don't have to do that, but that kind of helps to get your elbow back. Just don't push it too far. We don't want any injuries. Like I said, I'm not a professional or nothing. I'm just trying to get better. As you can see in my other videos, I was really out of shape. And the funny thing is don't get upset if you don't lose weight while doing all these exercises. Like I got ones for the arms, the abs, the glutes, the butt, and legs. But don't get upset if you don't lose weight, because when you're working with resistance or weights, you actually gain muscle, which weighs too. And while the fat is kind of coming off, you might not lose weight in the first few months. I haven't. But when you go to put your clothes on, that's a different thing. Everything fits better. So just keep on. Sometimes it takes a couple of years, but at least you're getting closer to your goal. All right, so we'll do those chest flies again. I know that we probably already did them before the heavier weights, but no biggie. Okay. If you can't keep doing it, then just stop the video and stretch. Remember to always stretch, because if you don't, you're going to get some pain. I mean, you might anyway, but okay, we're back to the chest flies with the old lady. I'm no young chick anymore, but I think that I can get my shape to a young chick or even better. No offense, but I'm trying. Get my whole body in there. And if I'm not going exactly to 6 or whatever, or over 6, no biggie. Do what you can. Okay. Stretch. And like I said before, work at your own pace. Just because I'm doing 6 or 7 or 10, you don't have to do that. You can just pause it and take a rest or work at your own pace, or fast forward it to the next exercise. I'm new at doing videos too, so if I don't put something on the screen, I apologize for that. I'm not really savvy with YouTube yet, but I'm trying. That's the main thing. Trying and not sitting around and doing nothing, because that's what I was doing. Just sitting around and not taking care of myself. Eating and watching TV and sitting on my phone. And I just realized I don't want to go down like that. And my dad used to say, don't let the rocking chair get you. Or he said, I'm not going to let the rocking chair get you. And I think the same thing now. I don't want that to happen. You know, things are already sagging in places. So I've been working out now with my daughter. Let's see, 1.5, 2 years. So, I mean, you can see, if you look at my other videos, not a huge progress, but like I said, weight-wise that is, but like I said, all my clothes fit way better than before, and you can see in the other videos. Okay, this will be our last chest fly set, and like I said, ideally it's nice to lay down on a bench or your bed, or somewhere that it has, you know, I guess I could have put my padding on my table there, but then I'd have to drag it over here. Anyway, 1, 2. I seen a guy doing this in the gym, and I thought, well, I'm gonna do it too. 3. It actually adds a little resistance because you're holding them up in the air. 4. Whew, I need a shower. I'm smelling sweaty, like chicken noodle soup. Nasty chicken noodle soup. I don't know, when you're working out and when you eat a lot of spices like I do, and I never used to have sweat like that, sweaty smell, except for when I was a teenager. Now that I'm working out and doing a lot of stuff, get out the deodorant and the wipes if you don't take a shower every day. I don't like taking a shower every day in the winter because it dries your skin out. Especially when you got all the heat going in the house and your humidifier's down like mine, then, you know, you can get really dry. And I don't like putting all those lotions from Bath and Body and stuff on my skin because a lot of them aren't organic. I mean, I like to use coconut oil and maybe a loofah. That really helps your skin to look nice. Talking so much, I forget what I'm doing. Okay, well, I think we should do a little stretching now, a little more, and I think I'm done with the weights. You can do more if you want, if you're more advanced. So I'm just going to kind of stretch out. If you can't get all the way to the floor, no biggie. You can't. I'm just going to kind of stretch. You can stretch any old way you want to. My daughter likes to do these stretches where you kind of get down like this. You can see my booty forming. And kind of look back. That stretches everything in here. Show you from this angle. Every angle so you know what I'm doing. I'm kind of stretching back. And that kind of gives some resistance on the legs too. So, that's my arm workout for today, and I went over 20 minutes. Wow. Okay, well, might as well go to 25. I Happy you joined me here. Like I said, it's an easier workout for the arms, and thanks for joining me. See you again. Bye.